Hey guys, Collar here, bringing you Game 4 of Group E of the Arena MSL 2008. And we do have here Nada versus Goodfriend, both Terran players, and either one of them could be eliminated from the tournament altogether if they lose this game. The map is Tiamat once again. It's a two-player map that's completely new for this season, and the most prominent feature are those expansions on the left and right side of the map. Two expansions on each side, which are blocked off by neutral side disruptors, and which could play a factor in this match. It did not play a factor in last match. We have here in brown, Nada spawning at the 5 o'clock position, and we have in red, actually it was in yellow, Nada was in yellow, in red, Goodfriend spawning at the 11 o'clock position. So this being a Terran versus Terran match, and the central part of this map being so important, we could be seeing very long siege lines being built up to cover the central area of the map, and this progress into a game where a very positional based game where dropships become quite crucial. Of course, this being a two-player map, we could also see a rush from either player. It is possible, although I feel that Nada does prefer to go to the mid game where he excels, and probably his strongest play comes is in the mid and late games. Don't know much about Goodfriend's playing style, but from what I know, it isn't very aggressive, so I don't expect either player to be going for a rush. However, they might be scouting for a rush, certainly wary of a rush. That could happen. And it looks like an early SCV being moved out here for Goodfriend. He could be setting up for a proxy here, actually. He moved it out before even finishing his supply depot here, so definitely a rather early scout here, if that is what it is. And he could be building a barracks at his choke point also. That is an idea, actually, just to close his choke up a little bit. And it looks like actually he's not going to be doing that, so Goodfriend could be going for a proxy barracks of some sort here, because he's continuing to move towards Nada's base. We'll have to see what he does here. And it looks like Nada's going to get his barracks up, so if this is a proxy, it's going to be a little late for Goodfriend here. He might be just going for a scout, actually. We still don't have anything else building in his base, though. Except, oh, we do have a barracks building in his base. So I guess it is a very early scout for Goodfriend, just to be able to check on any cheese from Nada, but he's not going to find any, of course. Not sure who this woman wants to go to the round of 16. I'm going to assume it's Nada, though, because Nada just has so many female fans. I mean, who could not love Nada, you know? Seriously, with a face like that? Yeah. and his story, and his championships, and his good manners. I mean, just a boy you want to bring home, you know? Yeah. So yes, the second supply depot going for Nada in his base here. And SCV is going to get a good scout, though, and Goodfriend is going to be finishing his barracks here. So shout out to you guys if you see me on Battle.net. I have been playing a little bit recently, checking out some of these new maps and just fooling around when I got some free time. But don't expect a great game from me, as I'm sure the people who've spotted me know I'm not exactly the best player around. I mean, I do play a little bit, but it's just funny when you guys recognize me and I'm like, cringe, you know. I don't want you guys to see me how bad I play. Yeah, but yeah, if you see me though, I am Cholera, just Cholera on Battle.net East and West. So if you see me around, just give me a shout out, I guess. Say hello. Several of you guys have already added me to your friends list, so I'll be getting all those weird messages. Join me in game, whatever. And they're not to me, but they're just there because everyone does that. Anyway, it looks like a scouting SCV from Nada will also enter Goodfriend's base. Goodfriend is going to be a little bit behind in terms of his factory's production speed. He's going to get his first factory out a little later, and Nada does lose his scouting SCV here. It looks like Nada actually, perhaps thinking he has a little bit of an advantage, or perhaps just taking a little risk here, going for his command center, I think before going for his machine shop, I believe. Looks like he's going to get his machine shop now, though, actually. And this is the difference that one scouting SCV makes, actually, because Nada is able to get his command center down and go for his first vulture before we see Goodfriend going for his expansion. Goodfriend looks like he's getting another supply depot in his base, so he could be going for a bit of a rush here. He might be going for a starport here. Does have a SCV parked there. We could no, we are just seeing command center, actually. But it is going to be a little later in Nada, so Nada having a little bit of an advantage so far. His command center is half done already, and he's already had a vulture out. We'll see if Nada decides to go for some vulture upgrades here. He is quite good with his vultures, and could be quite useful. Looks like Nada is actually going to continue scouting. He's going to scout his right side of the map just to make sure there's no proxy factories there or anything like that. Looks like one tank out for Goodfriend. He might decide to push out a little bit. with his first 4 Marines and his tank. Nada getting his second factory down also, and his first tank. So, yeah, I've got a couple more requests for games from my comments list in my channel. And if you have any requests, just leave them there. And also try to leave a URL or at least an idea where I could get a replay. Because some of the games you guys request do sound really good, but I just have absolutely no idea how to get them because they're not on YouTube. And anything that's not on YouTube, basically, that's more than like a few months old, is going to be really difficult to find. I'm sure there are some AVI files floating around somewhere in some file share system, but you know, I'm just I can find some of them, but it's just difficult to find a lot of them. Looks like 2 machine shops going for Nada, so he could be going heavy for tanks here, and we could be seeing a starport here from Nada. Now that he's got his expansion finished. Goodfriend floating his expansion out, getting his second machine shop also. And in the last Nada's Terran vs. Terran match we saw that I casted was Nada versus Zelos on Wuthering Heights, and if you guys saw that, that was quite an epic matchup it turned out to be. And actually both players went for dropships quite late in that game, maybe 20 minutes into the game, when they finally decided to switch away from just going tanks and vultures to decide to go for Goliaths. But it looks like on this map we are going to be seeing more sort of standard Goliath tank dropship play here. Actually, really interestingly, the machine shop was cancelled for Goodfriend. So Goodfriend perhaps deciding to go for more of a rush here. He's going to build a couple of vultures to supplement his force here. Nada with 3 tanks and a vulture pushing up. I don't think he's going to have any success here, though. He's going to be met with a superior force here, and he's going to have to retreat. Looks like he is going to retreat here with his tanks. It looks like Nada loses 1 tank here, actually. Really poor for Nada here, unfortunately. It looks like those tanks from Goodfriend and those vultures are going to chase him away. It's going to be a race to see who has siege mode first, and hopefully Nada has researched siege mode here. Looks like he's going to get 2 more tanks, and he's going to pick off one of these vultures. Both of the vultures picked off here. Good work by Nada there. But 2 more vultures coming up. And we've yet to see any of the upgrades. It looks like Goodfriend's gone for spider mines here. And the spider mines looks like they're not detonating just yet, not being triggered just yet. So Nada, luckily, not triggering them yet. Nada has siege mode right now. Those vultures are trying to set up mines next to his tank, so this mine might go off. This mine does go off and hit one of the tanks, but it doesn't go down just yet. It does have a lot of damage on it, though, and Nada is going to repair it. So Goodfriend setting 3 mines in front of Nada's base, and that's going to slow Nada down from pushing out, certainly. And Goodfriend actually managing to sneak a vulture into Nada's base. I did not see that. It's very damaged, but it is going to pick off at least 2 SCVs here, as we see. And looks like a couple of Nada's Marines getting killed there also. So Goodfriend's trying to set up a little bit of a contain here, and he's doing a good job. Nada's going to have to kill off the tank, kill off the vulture with a tank here. And it doesn't seem that Goodfriend has siege tech yet, but Nada can't push out because of those mines in the center. And he might decide to make some Marines or something just to detonate those mines so they can push out and break this contain. And it looks like Nada's actually going for it looks like a starport there at the corner of his base. And Goodfriend's going in for the attack here once again. He's planting more vultures, manages to pick off another tank from Nada, and he's got vulture mines all over the middle here. So Nada's going to find it really difficult to come out here and secure his positions. It looks like Goodfriend's taking definite lead here. He's going to get a 4th factory and an armory up. We have seen an armory for Nada, but no Goliaths just yet. And it looks like Nada's bringing more tanks out. Looks like I heard some spider mine being triggered there, so he might have taken some more damage on the tank. It looks like he did trigger another spider mine there. So Nada's going to have to keep repairing these tanks and just hope to get some detection soon to be able to move out and kill off these spider mines. Or of course, if he gets enough tanks and Goliaths, he can just walk over them and destroy them before they can hit his units. But that will require a couple more units. And it looks like Nada has gone for a starport, but it is spotted by the floating barracks of Goodfriend. And Nada looks like will be producing a Wraith also. Goodfriend already has his scanners up. I don't think Nada has his yet. And yeah, so Goodfriend could be going for some Goliaths here also. And looks like the barracks is going to get taken down by Nada's Wraith. He might as well show his hand here just because it's already been spotted. And looks like something's going up in the lower left corner of the map. It could be another expansion from Goodfriend at the 7 o'clock position. I do see a red blip on the minimap, but Nada's going to go and investigate right now. Control tower going up for here. I assume he's going to get some dropships and try to break out here.